I am still in shock and disbelief, because how can someone go on and name you as one of the worst goalkeeper in Man United history, and it only takes one game to prove him right? Who can do that? Andre ONANA. Because it is just this week that Nemanja Matic said Andre ONANA is the worst keeper in Manchester United history, and it only took one game, Manchester United against Lyon, for ONANA to prove that Nemanja Matic was right. Andre ONANA, those 2 goals that you conceded are on you. You say that Manchester United is a way better team than Lyon. Of course, yesterday we were a way better team except you. And for what Nemanja Matic said, he was also right. Andre ONANA is the worst keeper in Manchester United history. It only took one game for Andre ONANA to show that Nemanja Matic was right. I don't know why Andre ONANA, that's how he responds to critics, man. If you're told that you're not a good player, that is not the way you respond in your first game. And for those saying that Andre ONANA is our player, we must back him in every situation. There are some situations you just wash your hands and leave them the way they are, man. Because what amount of backing does Andre ONANA need for him to perform? I know David De Gea was not a good goalkeeper, especially had some of bad moments at Manchester United and good moments at Manchester United, but I'll be real. Andre ONANA is worse than even the David De Gea is. Manchester United fans cried for De Gea to be taken out of the club because of some of his performances, but David De Gea, the only game I can remember that David De Gea costed us that game and we felt it was that Europa League final. But for Andre ONANA, you can mention around 4 games. I remember that game last season against Galatasaray. Every time that Hakim Ziyech hit that ball outside the box, it was a goal. So whether there's our goalkeeper or not, whether he needs our backing or not, Andre ONANA should just leave the club next season. As a Manchester United fan, I don't want to see him at the club next season. You should go for the likes of Diogo Costa. I heard that we are linked with Brighton's goalkeeper. Maybe we should try him, and he might be a better goalkeeper than Andre ONANA. Even AC Milan, Mike Maignan, I know he's a good goalkeeper than Andre ONANA is. Because if you're a serious goalkeeper, you know Manchester United, the only thing that they have this season, the only thing that is left for Manchester United season, the only hope that Manchester United have that can salvage their season, it is winning the Europa League. And then you go on and you concede 2 silly goals, man, because those 2 goals, it is like Andre ONANA every weekend is an amateur goalkeeper. And for those saying that Manchester United ruined players, Andre ONANA was good for Inter Milan, let me tell you, you want to tell me that Manchester United ruined players to an extent that the ball comes to your hands, then you give it to a striker and Chucky for him to score? Is that how Manchester United ruined players? I'm not sure, even if we are winning players, but to some extent, like those of Andre ONANA, it is Andre ONANA himself that is doing that to himself. And a player who I think he needs a loan. I don't think Manchester United should sell him already, but I think he needs a loan move. And that player is Rasmus Hojlund. Rasmus Hojlund has got mad potential, because for strikers, you cannot judge a striker when he's 20 years old or 21 years old. We see the likes of Victor Osimhen, his peak is around 26-27. We see the likes of Victor Gyökeres, his peak is around 28. We see the likes of Ousmane Dembele, what he's doing for PSG. He failed at Barcelona because he was very young, now at around 26, 27, 28. He's a very good striker. The likes of Jamie Vardy, the likes of Harry Kane, all these strikers in their prime, it was around 25, 26, 27, 28. So for Rasmus Hojlund, don't sell him. You can send him out on loan, but this moment, the moment I'm speaking, this very moment after the game Manchester United against Lyon, Europa League quarter-final first leg, Rasmus Hojlund is not that type of player that can bring goals for Manchester United, man. I think Joshua Zirkzee had his bad moment at Manchester United, but if you need goals from Joshua Zirkzee can give you that. Joshua Zirkzee can actually create play, can create goals, but for Rasmus Hojlund, it is like a fridge running in that front 3 for Manchester United. And I've been seeing a lot of rumors circulating this week that Manchester United are linked to Liam Delap, Ipswich Liam Delap. We don't want any another younger striker or any amateur striker, man. If you are going for a striker this summer, let's go for a proven striker, the likes of Victor Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen, and all those. If we bring another young striker, we expect him to develop under Ruben Amorim. It is like we are delaying the process, because every season we bring young kids, they fail. The following season you bring another 2 kids, they fail. You bring kids, they fail. You have to mix these players. Bring some proven players already, and then you can look for these young kids, the likes of Kenan Yildiz, the likes of Florian Wirtz. Though Florian Wirtz is already proven, those are the kids, those good kids, the likes of Xavi Simons. You can bring them to the team, but make sure you have experience with them or around them. Another player who I really like, and I never thought of myself talking or trash talking him, it is Alejandro Garnacho, man. But I think this moment of the season, or this moment in his career, Alejandro Garnacho has to realize two things. One, he's playing for Manchester United. Two, he's not a kid anymore. If Alejandro Garnacho will realize those, he'll become one of the best players in the world, because Manchester United are on a counter attack. Then he makes a really slow pass or a faint pass or a very weak pass trying to get Bruno Fernandes in a very decisive moment, by the way, because those are some of the moments that win games for you as a football club. If you give Alejandro Garnacho such chances and he wastes them, you are not fit to play for Manchester United. So it's either he step up the game or he lose Manchester United. It will be sad for an academy poet to leave the club, but it will be the best for him, because if you keep failing these Manchester United fans, one day they will wake up and they'll start hating you. That is the reality with football. It's either you deliver or you go to some other place where you think will deliver. And I think Ruben Amorim at some moments will have to take responsibility for these results. Like, why did you have to start Andre ONANA when you have the likes of Bandia? We have the likes of Tom Heaton. Andre ONANA has been starting all our Premier League games. I think at some point you have to try and start these other goalkeepers. And shout out to all our players who played good today. The likes of Bruno Fernandes, pre-assist and an assist. The likes of Kobe Mainoo, who got a pre-assist. The likes of Lyon, who got a first goal. Joshua Zirkzee, who got a second goal. And actually Patrick Dogu. He was very bright coming from that left-hand side. If we have to build a team where we are building a team as Manchester United, we have to build this team around these players I've mentioned. Joshua Zirkzee, Patrick Dogu, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainoo, and Lyon. Only those 5 players, not less, not more. And I hope next week Ruben Amorim does not start Andre ONANA. And if he decides to start Andre ONANA, as he has said in his after-match press conference, I think Andre ONANA will have something to prove. But how I wish, this is the only thing we have to play for Manchester United this season. Europa League. If we not win the Europa League, it means next season we are not seeing any European football. So for us to see any European football next season, just make sure you clinch the Europa League. That is the only way you can save our season, man. Make sure you win the Europa League.